So nice to see you again.
Hey,
I've been kind
very
of
nice to see you.
following the show since the initial announcement at New York Comic Con, and I've spoken to you every season since. So it's been
Yes,
kind of a yearly tradition.
good
Uh,
to see you.
so congratulations on season 3. I'm really loving it. This new season's just another wild ride, and each season seems to be a little different than the previous. So there's a slightly different flavor. Can you tell me how you feel your characters have evolved over the 3 seasons?
Yeah. So obviously I entered into this world of the Turners as this kind of doe-eyed Wisconsin girl with this love for this woman that she doesn't know and these incredibly long skirts. And then now we're into season 3 and there's been this kind of evolution of Leanne as she went through this incredibly traumatic time in season 2 where she was held prisoner by the woman she idolizes, and then she beat the crap out of her, and then she committed murder to one of her own, and it's just these things that no teenage girl really needs to be dealing with. And then she comes through that out the other end of it, and now we're in season 3, and she's we open the season with this fragility and this nervousness and this paranoia, but it's also peppered with this intense strength and this resilience and this, I've come this far, I've done these terrible things to protect the people I love, and there's no stopping me now. There is nothing I will not do to protect this family. So she's hardened, and she's educated on the modern world and how to be a woman and who she is, and love and sex and protecting the things that she cares about. So she's really transformed from episode 1 to where we end season 3 especially. She's like a completely different creature.
How about Dorothy?
To say person.
About Dorothy.
What's Dorothy about?
Well, so she's obviously, we see her start out in this awful reality of not being able to face the truth of what happened, and this trauma that her, everyone's lying around her, everyone's spinning all these lies to keep her in the dark and not face this grief. They just can't, this family can't bear to face this grief. And I guess slowly over time you see what that costs, and this slow fraying, and as it gets worse and worse, and how the reality of what happened does find its way to sneak out and peek out, even though she wants her life to be perfect and is this perfectionist and type A lady. This season I feel like her mental health continues to devolve, because she's trying to make sense of her life and trying to make sense of the missing gaps in memory and trying to make sense of the fact that she is the mother of this child and knows what's best, even though there's this powerful figure in the house who's sort of claiming that as well. So I don't know, it's been intense.
Yeah, that's for sure. Have you had a favorite moment or scene, or even on or off camera, that you can tell me about over these last 3 seasons?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't pinpoint an exact one, but my favorite, I mean, I may have come up with some disagreements on this one, but my favorite scenes to shoot in the whole season are the dinner scenes, because we all dread them because they take 2 days and they take so long and we have to get everyone's close-ups, but they are the days that I have the most fun, because we get borderline delirious by the end of them and everyone's kind of gone a little bit insane, and me and Rupert are like nearly passing out. We're trying to hold in our laughter so much. Toby is terrorizing me and Rupert and trying to make us break character, much to Lauren's dismay, who is trying to kill Toby so we can just get through the scene and get the day done. And it just turns into absolute chaos, and I love it. I love it so much. And then there was also a scene with me and Lauren in season 1, and it was actually the last scene that I shot of season 1. It's where we're making this bed and we're having this argument, this like sly argument. It's where you first sort of start to see the cracks in mine and her's relationship, and it's season 1. And I remember we were like making this bed and like there was this tension, and then in between we're just laughing and we're like close, and then it's lovely. And I don't know, I just remember feeling like a real grown-up that day. I was like, I'm doing a grown-up scene with like an amazing actress, and I was like, this is so cool. Yeah, I remember that.
How about you, Lauren?
Well, God, there've been so many great scenes and insane scenes that have pushed me and my abilities and belief in myself. But this past season, we shot a scene in the kitchen, and it was a long oneer. So the camp, no one's going to cut ever. It's this long one shot, and it's pages long. And Sean is cooking, and I think Toby is there, not Toby who plays Sean, but the character Toby, and everyone's cooking, and I'm there with a baby, and there's food is going in and out, and it was so many things happening at once, and camera moves, and I just looked around. I realized every single person on this crew and in this cast, it was the whole cast was in the scene, is working at the height of their abilities and the height of their artistry. And it was just so exciting to me. And I just was like, great. This is the point of this. This is when it's the best. And then people were getting frustrated because we couldn't get it. And I was like, you guys, this is the best. Like, look at what we are trying to do. And then when we eventually got it, it was just such a feeling of accomplishment. And, that's what I love about this work, this medium, and specifically this show, is that it's these incredible artists, beautiful fellow actors, like working at the height of their powers. And this show just gives everybody such an opportunity to work at a high level. So that's felt very, very fortunate that day.
That's fantastic. I'm loving the show, and I always wait for the end of the year when it gets announced, hey, another season of Servant. I'm like, yes. And they pop up in my account. I get to watch a little early. I do have a ton of questions, but my time is up. So I'll save them for season 4, and I will probably see you next year.
Great. Nice to see you again.